college? Do you want to get a job? Do you have any work experience? What would you study? Are you walking in circles?
When they say they will complete a job at a certain time, they will meet that timetable.
In this program, you will see the Hinsons, a well-known gospel music group. Also from Canada, Native American dancing, and some jazz musicians playing at Wellington Bistro, Birmingham, Alabama.
My Uncle Kenny told me one time, who I think is one of the greatest singers ever lived, and he told me, he said, singers are a dime a dozen, and so to be just a singer or an entertainer is just not good enough for me, and but I want to be used in ministry and let the Lord, he said, I give you souls for your labor, and we've always sought first the kingdom and His righteousness, and let everything else just kind of be added in there into the picture, and it's got me where I am today, and it's got the Hensons. Well, when we moved from a little storefront church.
I used to think that we had all the time we need.
You got any fried green tomatoes?
Lost forever.
With a handicap.
Hey, whoa!
Somebody please.
Lord, forgive me for wrong I have done. I'd just like to thank you for sending your son. You got to reach out for mercy's hand. But now I realize the darkened sky say night is stealing gone, and while we wait, it's growing late till day is done.
And packed the whole family up in the back of a U-Haul truck and left California on faith, and wound up in Madisonville, Kentucky, and met up with the Happy Goodman family, and the rest of the story is history. Of course, the gospel singing jubilee, and down through the years made the Henson family. The song "The Lighthouse" was the reason, and it just seemed like that God just continued to bless our ministry. The more that we pull toward ministry, and the further we get away from just being entertainers, seems like the more God blesses us.
Myself, I learned a lot of my teachings from my grandfather. He used to be a grass dancer too, and he used to dance the style that I dance with now. And he's taught me a lot of things over the years of how to take care of my outfit, and how to respect everything that that's made for us and that's given to us. We grew up and they taught us, how to treat people and who to respect, be respectful of one another and of respect pretty much everybody, not only our elders, but all people in general. For instance like that, if you saw like a handicapped person, people poke fun at them, laugh at them, but we're taught a different way. We still see them, but we're taught not to, not to make fun of them. Not, it's not their fault. They're born like that, and it's not something they can help. So we're just taught to be very respectful of these things that we encounter day to day.
Southern straight dances originate in the Oklahoma Territory, the Southern Plains. And long ago in the early 1900s, when they took away the feathers, they took away the right to worship and to celebrate however the natives chose to. They had to come up with a dance for the warrior men that wouldn't use feathers, that wouldn't use the sacred parts that they weren't allowed to use. So they came up with the Southern Straight. As you can see, there's not a lot of feathers on his outfit, but it's still a warrior's dance, and he's going to dance the gentleman's dance. We call this our gentleman's dance because it looks like he's got a tuxedo on. I do a lot of things that are very cultural. We have, like my family itself, they attend sun dances, like some of my family, and then we also have sweats, go to sweat lodges, and that that represents being back in the womb of Mother Earth, and that has to do with a lot of it gives cleansing when we need it, and just a lot of part, and then we listen very closely to our elders when they're speaking, and that's just things that we go through in life, and the life of Native American anyway. We go through we have different, it's not like religion, but different traditions that we go by and we follow, and we just basically learn to supposedly live with everybody and connect and get along with everybody, and that's how we try our best just to be like that. That's why we come do shows like this, to show people that we're still here and not all Indians are dead, like you say, and no, we don't all live in teepees yet. We live in houses like regular people, but a lot of people think all Indians are dead or we live in teepees. That's that too many John Wayne movies, I guess, but
I got involved with music through my father. My father is a professional gospel singer. He sang with Madam Etna Gammon Cook during the early 60s. And I was pretty much an infant because I was only born in 60. And during my time of growing up, I got a chance to be around a lot of gospel greats that's dead and gone. And they still live on within me, like James Cleveland, Sam Cooke, I got a chance to meet him when I was 5. And what really hurts me most of all, my father pretty much was in the same vocal range and reflections vocally like Sam Cooke. But my father had his own style all in one. But it really kind of, I got choked up.
Sometimes it does that to you, especially when you're reaching back and thinking why certain people are in your life and their influences. At the time, you don't realize what they are, how they're influencing you, but now after you look back, and of course you would get choked up. You're talking about your father,
That
people
choked
that you
me.
love.
Yeah. Doing a lot of practices that I, as a young boy, would experience in seeing my father do vocals, gospeling. It gave me the inhibition to go forward to sing, because after I found out at the age of 5 I could sing, then, a lot of people liked the idea of, hey, let's get Isaac to sing this song. Let's get Isaac to sing this song. High school, elementary. And it was just a thing that, even after the fact of singing, I think it was more my spiritual being that let me know that was me. To sing, songwrite, and produce. That was a part of me in a way that I don't think I could even capture in words.
The powers to be look for the youth, and people happen to
That's
see,
tunnel vision for me.
Well, it's really the way it is. Youth dictates longevity. Youth dictates energy.
But quality is quality.
Right. It doesn't normally dictate quality. So, what I'm hoping that people will see that although I don't have the longevity that they would want in the average artist, I have the quality and the excellence that you don't get. It takes them 20 years to get where I am.
But I think you have a long time to be in this industry.
Let's hire him right now. Let's hire him.
Because of your style, it is timeless.
I think
your
so.
ways of singing and putting your emotions to CD is timeless.
Well, keep
it's
in
not
mind-
a fad. It's not a fad.
Keep in mind, I'm doing standards, I'm doing classics, I'm doing the old things.
And that's timeless.
Yeah, it's timeless. It's
That's timeless.
It is.
And as long as you got breath and talent, you are timeless.
Hey.
Know that. We know that.
Thank you very much. I've enjoyed all of it, and I'm going to continue to enjoy it and have a good time. I'm just not satisfied on a certain level, and at this point I'm on the level that I'm not happy with, but I will continue to grow, and I will continue to go.
I see good things
and
for
it's,
you.
it's going to work.
I see good things
In
for
the
you.
crystal ball, we see good things.
I see good things for you.
I accept.
Because you're that.
Thank you.
What God has for you, no man can put us
I
on.
believe that. Basically, it's what I'm saying. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
That's what Charlotte's done. And I work at owning many musicians, Cleve and Tom. And
it's been a
Bonham.
privilege.
Right. It's all about belief in oneself.
Right.
If you believe in yourself, of course, you have to define all of these areas.
Right.
But if you believe in yourself, and that's what when I met Richard, he was telling me about his company, what I liked most at all.
And I thank him for even bringing this to light, because we need something in the media as it relates to the medium for artists in the Birmingham area and the state of Alabama that highlights producers, songwriters, the struggle and strive for the quest of success. And like you said, success is measured in many different given ways. Some people measure it in monies. Some people measure it in being fulfilled in what their calling is to be within their profession. For me, and looking at you, you are a success. And I don't want you to ever feel that you're not, regardless. Because anytime you can go in and lay down tracks, finish tracks, and they're successfully put together, whether you make $1 million, whether you don't make $1 million, the bottom line is you still have $1 million product. And at the same time, you were still able to finish a product that most people work a lifetime and never get a chance to get to the studio.
About it, yeah.
So I think this is the best field, I think, in the world, that we don't have friction, like we don't have meetings and things like that to find out whether we like each other or not. As long as I remember music, he could play. He had something to say. Man, I got a good arrangement. We didn't ask what was green or white.
Right.
What does it sound like?
Right.
But I think that music is, I've met many good people in music. I don't think I could ever meet as many people in any other fields with less problems.
Sure.
You're right.
I think this is the best field in the world, music.
No, that's true.
Right.
Especially jazz. We look at people on a creative level, then we end up being good friends. Guys introduce themselves, you're going to a strange town with your horn.
Right.
And if you play,
Right.
you don't have to go to the rotunda to find out whether you like nobody or not.
That's right.
And we don't vote on things like, do I need to vote on Bo Bear? No, he got his trumpet up there playing. So say he's one of us, he's the brotherhood. So, I mean, you don't have to talk much about it. We just like playing with each other and fraternizing. Well, you interact with all the other musicians. And it's a thing that you can't even explain. You can practice, but then when you get in performance and other musicians start doing a phrase or something like that, then you interact with him and it starts being creative at that point. You know, it's not worked out as long as improvisation. So, I mean, that's some other guys. They'll tell you it's just a thing you can't explain.
It's inside you and you just do it. And to be able to do it and create it like this is a wonderful thing. It's a real gift.
When Bull Connor was big, music was so big.
Flourish, yeah.
So big.
Yeah.
And I think about that.
Well,
the only thing that was good was the music.
Well, it's a spiritual connection in the music, and even, I mean, if you look, like you always hear people say, music is a universal language. And like Tommy said, If you play something, you can go on the other side of the world. If you can play, they respect you for
Just
that.
take your horn with you. That's all
You ain't got to say nothing. You ain't got to talk, say nothing.
think it's a lot of marketing.
It's marketing.
A lot of artists, obviously want to make a career of it, and it's a real fast track career. I think if you take some of these artists, I'm not going to name any names or anything like that, but if you put them in an environment like this where your soul is opened up to players,
Right.
like when we're playing, you know who we are. You know exactly who we are because we're speaking to one another through our music. If you take that type of person and they stick them in this environment, they wouldn't get very far. They just can't. They don't have the language inside.
language wouldn't be the same.
technique. They can't. They can't do it. They're just not there yet. They may get there, but they're not there yet. They may change their track.
And then on the other side about the hip hop kids, you're talking about kids now. The hip hop community is a lot of children. Who do you got? Believe it or not, now let's look at it. Most of them 18, creating out there 18, 14. They need some guidance
Right.
as to what they need to be doing. And when they do get some guidance and get started, you can tell people like Ice Cube, they've already cleaned up the act quite a bit.
Right.
They need some guidance.
Enjoyed today's program and that it does indeed leave a positive impact on your own life. I do hope we can find a way to make the whole world a better place.